And here we go, Lijiang Tower. We see pretty standard 2-2-2 comp for Beehive, and pretty much the same thing going on for Peasantry as well here. And looks like Beehive is going to take the top of the stairs here. This gives them a little bit of a high ground to work with when trying to hold off the initial charge from Peasantry here. Peasantry is on the point though. Beehive is going to have to charge in here as they are getting a couple of picks to start off here. We got the DPS for Beehive doing some work, and they are going to continue doing work as one by one Peasantry goes down, and Beehive's first charge there was successful. They were able to cap that point, and now they are defending, of course, as Peasantry is trying to regroup, and they certainly look angry about losing that initial fight here. Big pick for Yeezy on Pharah. Let's see what else Yeezy can get going on here. Landing some rockets on that Zarya. He's got to be careful about that, otherwise you are going to have a very angry, very charged Zarya to deal with. Just a little bit of poke going back and forth here. No one is charging in. We do see Yeezy has that rocket barrage available. Let's see if the... Why are my hotkeys not working? There you go. I don't know what that was. Okay, so I can't get to Soldier for some reason. I don't know what's up with my hotkeys. I'll have to check that out. Alright, big sound barrier coming in here for Pulse. They are trying to push through this choke, but they are not having a lot of luck. We do have a res coming in from Ninja, and someone is on that point. Let's see who is there and what's going on. Blue team is able to fall back and deal with that, and they are getting some picks here. Pulse does go down after that sound barrier went down, and Zombie Toast is kind of there trying to deal some damage. Ninja goes down. Zombie Toast is going to follow without that Mercy there to heal. It was a definitely a good push from them, but not good enough. Beehive was just able to kind of regroup, reposition, and hold it together through that charge. It looked very scary for a second there, but a good hold by them. Alright, and we're back at this choke. It looks like Peasantry is not going to get caught out in that choke again here. We see Soldier, was that Saku Petals charging in there, goes down immediately to Reinhardt. Sound barrier coming out for Beehive. They're going to have the defense that they need to hold off this push. There's a rocket barrage. A couple of big kills for the DPS here as the rest of Peasantry is just doing everything they can to hold on to this point. Saku Petals is coming back. He might be able to turn this fight, but it is still an advantage to Beehive here. We see attack visor coming out for Ario. He does go down to Pulse, actually. Arkamiso doing the work of the DPS and getting a couple of big picks there to finish out the first point on Lijiang Tower. And of course, we do see that this is the new Season 6 rule changes. So instead of being a best of 5 here, we are looking at a best of 3 on this King of the Hill style map. Let's see, we have a little bit of a change coming out here. We have Diva and Winston coming out for Peasantry, and looks like a John is on McCree as well. He was on Tracer before, so it looks like he's swapping to deal with, I guess, the Pharah. Yeezy's Pharah was doing some work. They need double hit scan to deal with him. That makes a lot of sense. Shadowcat doing a great job keeping his team healed, including that Pharah. Let's see how these guys are going to roll out here. They're going for the kind of inside hallway area here. They are, of course, a lot less likely to get booped off by the Pharah barrage there, or the Pharah boop. Of course, Shadowcat and Yeezy are going to take a pretty high point here, going off kind of from the flank and dealing some damage kind of across the way, while the rest of the team holds out in that room. Apologies to Saku Petals. My hotkey for that slot on your team is not working, and I don't know why, so I don't have a good way to give you first person. Let's see what John is up to. He is coming out from spawn here. We have just a couple members of
Heroes never die.
the Peasantry here. Petals goes down to Yeezy. Big kills here for Yeezy as they are just cleaning up. It seems like Peasantry is a little bit spread out here. They have some guys on the point, but they are not together. And pick after pick, it seems like Beehive is just fighting as one. They're sticking together. They're definitely doing a lot of work here. So we will see if that continues or if Peasantry is able to pull it together. And they're, of course, holding this bridge. We see Peasantry kind of regrouping here in the back. Petals trying to put some damage down on that Pharah. Just, if not kill her, get her to duck behind, get her out of those guys. And we see John now on Pharah as well. So we have a Pharah mirror, or a pharmacy mirror rather, who is going to be the better pharmacy. A big aerial duel going on. Let's see what John can make happen here. He is trying to do something with that Reinhardt, kind of ignoring the other Pharah right now. That's definitely a hard duel to fight. And he's kind of sneaking in behind the rest of Beehive here. They got a big pincer going on. Here comes Aereo with his visor. He gets one pick there. There's another pick for these guys. They are going ham for sure. And it looks like Peasantry is being forced to retreat. That is another really great hold here from Beehive. And the soldier from Aereo is just able to deal with whatever these guys are throwing at them. Big sound barrier coming in as Yellow Cello dives in. This is a big dive coming out from Peasantry. They don't have any picks yet as that sound barrier is running out. John does get picked by Aereo again, and that is going to give the advantage to Beehive. Beehive doing a lot of work here, not only on their soldier, but Archimiso and Reinhardt getting some picks to finish out the second map on Lijiang Tower. So, first round in the... Oh, I hope it was best of 3. Let me double check. Best of 3, I believe. No, it's best of 5. I lied. I don't know why I said I hope it's best of 3. I like them when they go longer. It's more suspenseful. So, first one of the best of 5 does go to Beehive. We are going to be getting into another... match here, of course. Another round between these guys with the lead being 1-0 for Beehive. I didn't have as much time to set this up as I would have liked, of course. So let's see if I can't get some license-free music going in the background while we get into our next game here. One moment. Yeah, here's some good stuff. How about this guy? How about some of this? This is Avaren, A-V-A-R-E-N. Ran into a link from him. I think it was on Reddit. And he, of course, provides some license-free music as long as you credit him. So, great work, Avaren, of course. And we are getting into the next map. This is going to be a hybrid, King's Row. Here we go. Got music controls going on. All right. Wait a sec. King's Row is not hybrid. So I'm going to leave it up to these guys to figure out what's going on. I'm not the lobby leader. I am not totally up on the exact rule set for this tournament. I need to get in there and dig a little bit more. Like I said, it's a little bit of last minute notice from me. Of course, I will be adjusting my overlay accordingly. It's a pretty basic overlay. I mean, it's not really an overlay at all going right now. And I'll make it look nice and pretty when I have a little bit more time to work with it. This, again, for anybody who is not aware, is OWUL, just kind of an amateur league for Overwatch. Check out their Discord. I'll see if I can get a link up to that Discord here if you are not familiar, or of course search for them on Reddit. Overwatch University, I believe, is the subreddit there. And this is kind of nice. I'm used to, when I've been casting before, I've been the lobby host, so to speak. So instead of getting to talk to you guys, I have to mess around with all the settings and picking the maps and all that fun stuff. Let's let them know. Letting them know I'm ready on the stream here. So it looks like we're going to... I don't know why I said King's Row wasn't hybrid. King's Row is definitely hybrid. Don't listen to me. I know how to play this game, I promise. And here we go, getting into King's Row here. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, and I think my overlay is still correct, fortunately. I do like when my overlay is correct. I'm really hoping Blizzard adds some improvements for spectating for the actual built-in game client. Of course, they're going to likely have some improvements for Overwatch League, the big official Overwatch League when that starts up. But I'm hoping that we get some in the client. Not that this is terrible, but it's... what's the word I'm looking for? Almost terrible? Let's go with almost terrible. No. But yeah, they could definitely improve this. I'm actually really excited to see what they are able to come up with, again, with Overwatch League starting, I think, next year. Probably early next year. I don't remember what the exact date is, but yeah, I'm pretty psyched for that. Of course, we have angry Peasantry, now hopefully suitably angry after the first loss there, starting on attack here on King's Row. We do see a triple DPS coming out from them. They're running single healer with a Hanzo right now. Let's see if they maybe are going to switch that. Maybe they're looking for a pick at the beginning. Tracer on defense from Primal Axe. Let's see what they are able to make of that. We've gotten Ana, of course, on defense. Ana's really strong here if you are able to play her well. I'm curious to see what Prima is doing back here, trying to get that cheeky little flank. And there's the Tracer duel. John is going to back up. Primal Axe, of course, has his health pack there. Again, apologize about the lack of hotkeys for the Saku pedals. He goes down immediately. Aereo, man, my God, he is putting up a fight here. He is the DPS star, the carry, so to speak, here on Beehive, although certainly does not need to be mentioned that Hodahori and Arkofcovenant on tank are doing their jobs very well. Also, we see Hodahori trying to chase down the other Winston here. We see Yellow Cello getting chased out by Hodahori. So great defense there. They were able to hold that charge. They're holding a bit farther back here. They're letting them kind of have that choke. They're letting them have that that high ground up there. Let's see what we got going on here. There's our Shadow Cat on Mercy doing some work, taking some damage there. And we see these guys, they've got that high ground. They are doing what they can. Big picks here for Arkofcovenant, of course. There's, of course, a res coming out from Ninja. That's going to give them a little bit more steam, but that was only 2-man res, and they have 2 down to 1 on Beehive. So Shadowcat did go down with res, but it looks like they are not going to need that res here. Let's see if they're able to hold on to this. A little bit of a spawn advantage for Peasantry, but they are not pushing hard into this. Oddly enough, we've got Beehive pushing up here without the Mercy being there quite yet. It worked out for them, but a little bit of a dangerous push for them. There's Primal goes down. Primal goes down to Yellow Cello. That's a big pick for them. DPS down. Of course, Aereo, I think, is going to be able to hold his ground here as well, but that's 2 to 1 for picks here. Shadowcat has a res. He's going to need that. He does pull that on to rank with the Ana, and Aereo gets a pick. Arkofcovenant going to pick. Big picks for these guys, and of course, Hodahori helping clean up. I feel like I've seen more picks for Arkofcovenant on Rhine than I have on the DPS, actually. These guys are doing great. So we'll see if they are able to continue holding here. Just 1 minute left for Beehive, excuse me, for Angry Peasantry to try to cap this first point and make some progress with that payload here on King's Row. They do have a Zenyatta, pulses on Zenyatta. I don't think I mentioned that switch. Zombitos is back onto Zarya. And we see Primal holding onto that high ground, fighting Yellow Cello up there. I'm kind of surprised. That high ground's a great spot for them. It almost worked a couple times. They are finally going after that high ground here. They have slowly pushed off. It looks like Beehive has got pushed back just a little bit here. Big picks to Aereo and Arkofcovenant once again getting those picks. There comes Primal X. Shadowcat taking some damage in the back from John on Tracer. Ninja gets a res to help them out here. Nothing with that Earth Shatter. That might be the chance that they need to push in here, but Arkofcovenant and Primal get revived. Big visor from Aereo. Big picks for him. And that Pulse Bomb is going to be a great Pulse Bomb, but it only gets one, and the rest of the team is dead, so that is not going to do it for them. Round one going very solidly over to Beehive. These guys are holding out phenomenally here. Let's see if those picks and that great DPS from Aereo and, of course, Arkofcovenant's Reinhardt are going to be able to take it for them here on the second half here on offense. I'm curious to see if they change anything up. Aereo showing Genji. Interesting. We'll see if he is as good on Genji as he is on his Soldier. Of course, he's been doing work with Soldier. Yellow Cello going to D.Va. D.Va's great pick without the nerfs. We'll see kind of how those nerfs affect her here. But yeah, Yellow Cello on D.Va. And, ooh, there's a Junkrat. Interesting. Junkrat being somewhat OP right now. Of course, that's just my opinion, but he's a very popular character from what I have seen. I've been focusing a little bit more on my YouTube and not so much my Overwatch and Twitch lately, so I'm not as, I'm not playing 4 hours of competitive every day, so I'm not as familiar with the exact meta right now. I just completed my placements, actually, so... but yeah, heard a lot about Junkrat. We'll see if it works well for John here. He has a very forward position. And we'll see what he is able to make of that. I didn't see if he put a trap down. Yes, he did. That's decent spot for that trap, of course. I wonder if am I able to focus on those? I don't remember what the key is. Alright, so nobody steps on the concussive mine. The trap gets exploded, and we see these guys, we see Beehive actually going up for the kind of upper ledge here. The choke isn't being held down that much, so they really didn't need that upper kind of doorway to get through the choke, but they took it anyway. And again, these guys are showing exactly like they did on Lijiang. They are playing together. They are moving as a crew. They're moving as a group. They are all taking this upper level here, where last time, for the most part, we saw Angry Peasantry just kind of going one or two at a time. We see Primal on Tracer getting in kind of behind or flanking, while the rest of his team kind of goes around. He came up the middle, so that's a big positioning advantage for him. Rengrith goes down to Zombitos charge. We got picks going left and right, 2-1 for Angry Peasantry so far. And we'll see how this plays out for them. We got Shadowcat has a res available already, so this is already not looking great for these guys. Hotohori gets caught on a trap. Big Riptire for John. There's 3 huge picks, and it looks like Beehive is going to have to regroup. That Riptire got Mercy. Otherwise, that would have been, of course, a huge res. We see Arkofcovenant backing up on D.Va. They are going to reset here. Now we've got a Mercy res available for both sides. We've got that D.Va bomb. Looks like it's up as well. That is a D.Va bomb and not a new mech, right? Yeah. So Yellow Cello has that. We've got Earth Shatter. These guys have all the resources they need to hold. Oh, and there's a visor as well. Yeah, they're going to be able to hold this, hopefully, with these extra ultimates that they have available. Although we see Aereo has his blade up, but he goes down immediately to John. Again, that Junkrat, so strong on defense here. There's a big Earth Shatter. They are blowing some ults here. What? Just one ult used, and I guess we had Trance used by Pulse as well. So 2 ults used on the side of Peasantry. We did not have, maybe there was a Primal Rage there. I might have missed a Primal Rage from Hodahori. But we've got a Diva Bomb available. There's a Reaper switch for Primal. Interesting choice there. He's okay against Junkrat. I'm not sure if I agree with that Reaper, but I'm a big fan of Reaper. He's very strong, but not like a big counter or anything. There's a Dragon Blade coming out for Aereo. Let's see what he gets there. He goes down immediately to John on Junkrat. They are going to have something to counter that, but there's some big picks. Primal gets 2 big picks there for him. Both Diva Bombs come out. There's a pick, a piece, and Shadowcat comes in with that res. Hodahori is back up. Rangrith is back up. This looks very dangerous. The Riptire only gets Primal. Primal was able to get 2 picks there, though, so this is going to be a scramble on the on both sides. Actually, it looks like we have 4 up, 5 up for Peasantry. They are going to hold on to this. Just 45 seconds remaining, and they are holding steady. Sakupaddle still has his visor available. We had pretty much every ult burned on the side of Beehive, and they're looking for maybe a Primal Rage and Arkomiso going back to Reinhardt here. He's, of course, been showing a little bit stronger on that Reinhardt so far. Primal might get a Death Blossom. Very possible if he plays carefully here. There's that Primal Rage coming out. This is going to be their last charge with just 15 seconds remaining. There is an Earth Shatter, does not hit anyone. That is an advantage here that Beehive might be able to take advantage. There's a Trance coming out. These guys are just waiting it out. They're a little bit spread out here, and they're taking some damage. Kaninja is down. That's one of their healers down that they might need to hold this out. We got picks going both ways. 2 down for Beehive, 2 down for Peasantry. This is neck and neck. There is that big Death Blossom. Did not hit anyone, though. Arkamiso getting the kills, and he gets 3 of them. Rangrith helping out here, and this is going to be going over in the last seconds to Beehive. Big push from there at the very end. Arkamiso with the big cleanup after Primal was not able to get the picks he wanted with that Death Blossom. So great teamwork from these guys. Great work keeping focused and holding out there at the very end. Great work all around. Definitely a much better showing there on defense from Angry Peasantry. It seems like they are finally kind of getting their groove. That Junkrat was doing a lot of work for them, so that is going to be a big strength of theirs. They're going to come back in this best of 5. Of course, it is 2-0 for Beehive right now, so just one more win for them, and they are going to take the series. Let's get some sick tunes going on. Let me know if you like my sick tunes from Avaren, A-V-A-R-E-N. This is some license-free music provided over the interwebs by Avaren. So I used this during Overwatch Scrub Cup. Would you say that push is gonna sting? Haha, that's a good one. I wish I would have hit that pun before my chat did. And it looks like everything got swappy. Beehive is on the right side here, so I'm gonna check this out. Check this. I got a hotkey for this. Ready? Bada boom. Switch my names around. Although I don't have the let me fix this. Let me fix this while these guys are getting their match set up. Check this out. So we're gonna go back to this. We're gonna take that, we're gonna copy it. Copy. We're gonna go back in here, we're gonna paste a duplicate. No, hold on. Let's go here. We are going to copy. We are going to paste a reference. And there it is, same formatting, all that good stuff. There we are. Okay, so these guys are getting set up here. I have no idea if my audio balance is total shit, so apologies. Let's see, what does this look like? My levels look like they're fine, but I might be garbage, so, you know, don't listen to me. Let's see here. It looks like we're going to Horizon, is what has been requested. And looks like we're getting a swap here, Raza Rip coming in. Cool, cool. Let's see, what has Raza Rip got going on? Currently silver, season high is gold. Let's see how well he is able to do. Let's see, John is, what was he? He's gold, so he was doing work there, man. Great work for a gold player, of course. And Aereo, those have been the two DPS, guys that have been pulling their teams along, doing some serious work here. Let me, while we're waiting for these guys to figure out what's going on, I'm gonna see if I can fix my hotkeys. Spectate player. Okay. So my keyboard is screwed? I don't know what's going on with that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Cool, cool. Blocks the time at the top. Of course, yes, it does. That's just true. I would be smarter about this if I wasn't really stupid. So let's do, should we move that down there? Music's a little loud. Okay, we'll turn that down. I'm on a 2-minute delay, if that wasn't obvious, you know, for competitive integrity. Let's just do some of this. Let's do this right here. This is gonna look silly, but I don't really care. Love this one. Okay.
Now entering King's Row.
Why are we back on King's Row? What is happening? Okay, so in theory, that's not blocking anything. I might still be stupid. Lunar Colony. Okay, my names are wrong. Excellent. Okay. Let's see. Oh, reading is hard. Reference. Paste a reference. I don't even... Look at me doing this on the fly. How about that? I'm a god.
I'm back in the fight.
Alright, let's get this out of here. Here's our music. Yeah, look at that slow fade. Yeah, I've done this before. How about that? Production values. This is some quality NA $20 million buy-in production values right here. How about that? You know what I think? I think that Overwatch University should just pay me. Yeah, that's blocking team names. Or people names. Hold on, let me fix this. I
I'll
can
be
fix
busy
this.
soon enough.
I can fix this, hold on. Yeah, boy, there it is. Yeah. I'm a genius. Alright, here we go. I think Overwatch University should pay me $20 million to stream this, because that would be dope. No. I would love to stream the actual Overwatch League, though. That would be great. So, here we are on Horizon Lunar Colony. Sneaky little flank coming in here from Yeezy getting behind the team as looks like Peasantry is going in on that low side. Yeezy all alone. He is forced to shadow step out of there. It looks like Peasantry is staying together pretty well. Saki Petals does get picked, though. Aereo on McCree this time around. Let's get Yeezy going on here. Let's see what he's got. He is right in their faces, right in the middle of that team, and there's Arkofcovenant coming in. Big pick onto John, of course. Let's see if I can go to Saki Petals now. Yeah, there it is. He's not doing anything. Sorry, Saki. So I've got that hockey working. Pick onto Yellow Cello. Yeah, you're on a Winston. You want to stay away from that Reaper, that's for sure. And we see, of course, Peasantry regrouping after getting swept off of that first push. I liked how they were staying together. That was a good idea, good teamwork. They just got outplayed, is what it seemed like. I didn't see every kill there, but it was definitely a good attempt there. Pulse going in with that stealth, hacking that health pack. Yeezy dropping down. Let's see what he's got. Going on to Mercy. Is he going to get that pick? That's a big pick for him. He does not. He has to shadow step out of there. Let's go to the other Reaper. He is doing some work. Reaper v Reaper. What's he got? There it is. He gets the pick onto Yeezy. Who else we got going in here? Going onto that Roadhog. That's a very dangerous spot for Roadhog. He goes down. Big picks coming out here for Angry Peasantry. We have just 2 left on the side of Beehive. They are now the ones getting stung here by the peasants as they get their honey harvested by, I don't know. That's not even a pun. Don't listen to me. I'm trying too hard. What is this? Who's holding this? I didn't even see what that was. Okay, so big first cap here for the angry Peasantry. They have their pitchforks. They have their torches. They have their mob mentality, and they are pushing here onto the second point as Beehive desperately tries to find a high up place where they won't be bothered too much to hold their... Whoa, big Death Blossom. Hello, Yeezy. I'm sorry I missed that, but those are 3 big picks for him, and that's going to stop this push by the peasants. They're going to have to regroup once again. Let's see what the angry Peasantry is able to do. Let's see if they have a Gaston to lead their charge to deal with the misshapen freaks of the castle of Beehive. And of course we have Razarip is the lovely princess on that side, of course. Whoa, 6 ults coming in here for these guys. This is going to be a big push for Peasantry. Here we see John try and push it in here, and we see Pulse on the point. There's a visor. Let's see what he gets here with this big Pulse visor. He's got that. Oh, so close to taking out Arkofcovenant. Yes, Arkofcovenant does go down. They had the firepower. They're not getting the picks yet. There's a big Earthshatter for Arkofcovenant. He gets charged in there. Big res for Kaninja. This is going to be their second wind. Let's see what they are able to make here. They relit their torches. Big Diva Bomb. Doesn't get anybody. There's a visor coming out here for Aereo to try to clean up. And clean up they shall. It looks like Beehive is going to be able to hold on to this. Death Blossom comes out. Doesn't get the picks they need to keep that push going with just a couple members left. There is Yeezy finishing off 1 and 2 members of Angry Peasantry as Beehive is able to hold that, and we see ult advantage now over to Beehive. So We saw Angry Peasantry go in there with 6 ultimates, and they used, it looks like, at least 5 of them. Maybe Pulse used his. A lot going on. I might have missed that, and he might have got it back already. But that was a lot of stuff blown on both sides. Not so much of an advantage here for Angry Peasantry. Some of their steam has been taken away from them with that push there. I don't have any more Beauty and the Beast puns or references right now. Apologize. I'll see if I come up with some more. John's got his high ground here. We've got him and Zombie kind of trying to hold out there, trying to get some picks, trying to play safe, play slow. We got Primal down below on Roadhog. I really like this position from Yeezy and Primal, just because these guys are fairly safe in the back here. They have a good view of the point. They have a good view of anyone that comes up mid. They have a view of anybody who drops down. And we can see them going in on Reaper. Saki Petals wins that. There's the big EMP from Pulse, and Trance is going to come out in response to that. He did not get EMP'd, so he is able to pull that out. We see nobody on the point right now. This is going to be very close here. Just a little bit left. 92% for Angry Peasantry left to cap here. And Beehive is holding on to this, but just barely. That was very scary for Beehive as Yeezy cleans up the rest of that push. So they've got 1 minute 50 seconds. They've got 2 ticks, 92%. That's a lot of progress. That could be enough to win the point here. I didn't even realize how close they were getting until they were at about 90%. That was nuts. Very sneaky. I wonder if Beehive noticed that. Or didn't notice that as I did.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Yeezy's got his spot here. Now, if he's feeling very sneaky, he can, of course, go underneath and come up behind them. But that's risky. If they get if they snowball in, if they go in as their death ball, and he's way behind out of position, that could cost them the whole game at this point. So he's got to be very careful with that. Pulse getting pushed back by Yeezy. I think he's holding that position really well. He's keeping them where they're at. The rest of the team, of course, is just holding in their corner here. Opposite corner. They've got a decent defensive position. Peasantry has a little bit more of a high ground, but that's not enough for them to win this. Nobody on the point, though. There is Arkofcovenant tries to charge in to stall that out. They are 96%. This is very close. They're going to have to stand on this. There's a big Diva Bomb coming out. Primal trying to stand on it. 97%. This is so close. Arkofcovenant comes in with that Earthshatter. Gets Pulse. Pulse does not die. He's actually able to get out. And we see the Whole Hog pushing the rest of the team off. Lots of ultimates used. Well, I guess 3 ultimates used. It looks like we had the Whole Hog, the Earthshatter, and the Visor used here on defense, and that is going to give ult advantage to Peasantry, but Winston's Yellow Shell is going to have to start this into the overtime here. Visor coming out from John. There is another trance from Rangrith. That's going to help them hold this out here. Big res. They're going to get one final push. There's a Death Blossom from Saki. Let's see what he's got. He goes down immediately. Big Death Blossom in response from Yeezy, and Razorip comes in with that res. That is going to allow them to hold this out very easily as they pick off the last remaining members of Angry Peasantry, and this is going to swap here over to Beehive on attack.
Complete.
Let's see what plan the Hive Mind is able to come up with here. They are going to have to get basically a full cap here, 97%, so they're pretty much going straight to 100 if they want to win this second half of Horizon Lunar Colony. Seems like they've lost a little bit of their sting. Yes, I'm going to keep using that pun from the first half of the series. Or Peasantry is just angry enough. They're done with this. They are no longer going to put up with having their lives dictated by a bunch of bees. So we'll see if they are able to continue their comeback here for Angry Peasantry. We see a Torbjorn and an Orisa here on Horizon. Those are popular picks here. It looks like triple tank for Peasantry, so that'll be interesting to see. That they might be going for the hold on the first point. Actually, this first point is holdable. A lot of people feel like you can't hold this first point, but you get the right setup with Torb, you get the right, you know, Orisa is a really strong choice. This can absolutely be held and get an easy win here for Peasantry. That would be the win that they need to get back into the series. We see Yeezy staying on his Reaper. That's been working fairly well for him. Aereo is now on Pharah. That is a strong choice here. He's going to have to deal with that Torb turret, but he can work around that a little bit more effectively on this particular map than some others. There's a lot of stuff to hide behind. John is really going to have to be the big counter here for Aereo's Pharah as being the main hit scan on that team. So we see Beehive coming up that right side, getting that high ground. They are, of course, sticking together. Aereo goes underneath. He figured out his... he had left the rest of his team there. And, boy, I feel bad for Saki. Let's go to Saki Petals. I feel bad for missing out on his perspective during the first half without that hotkey working for some reason. So we'll see what he's able to do here. Putting out a little bit of damage. Missed some of his barrier there. His defense matrix. Big charge from Arkofcovenant. He's going to go down. I think that was a mistake from him. It's overextended. Obviously that... I'm sure he realizes it's his mistake afterwards. And Zombie Toast goes down. Aereo does some work, but Beehive just does not have the momentum they needed to push in there after Arkofcovenant goes down. Arkofcovenant is pretty much the anchor of their charges a lot of times. The anchor of their kind of their whole offense and their defense. So when he goes down, it's going to be it's hard for them to keep going. Even though we see, of course, Yeezy doing a lot of work, and Aereo, of course, has done a lot of work with this series as well. You're nothing without your tanks. So, here they are making another attempt at the kind of high ground here. We see them, excuse me, they're actually going underneath. They're not taking the high ground, but they are together as a group on the right. We don't have anybody flanking. I guess we have Pharah flanking a little bit, trying to get above them here. They are fighting up here with Arkofcovenant. He is playing a bit more conservatively, saving his charge. We do have that turret down. They might have a chance to push in with that turret, but we have double barrier, which is so hard to push into. Double barrier and defense matrix. You pretty much just have to go full dive into this. There is an Earth Shatter coming out. That does not get them anyone, but it does not matter. There's a rocket barrage. There's a charge. There is everything coming in here, and one by one, the members of Peasantry go down. They get rezzed by Ninja, but that might not be enough. There is a Diva Bomb comes out, gets that Torbjorn. Saki Petals goes down. I heard an Earth Shatter, but I didn't see it. It looked like that was Yellow Cellos. He did not get any picks off of that, though, as he is the last one holding on to this point. And we see John using Tac Visor. I don't know if that was the right move there. He doesn't have anyone to support him. He has to run all the way around to get back onto this point, and he is going to go down 1v6 there is what it looked like. So a little bit of a waste of that Tac Visor. They are going to be going into this second half with a deficit in terms of ultimates, so they have to be very careful here. 97% is a long way to go, but they can lose off of one good push. It's not, they didn't cap, so they don't get a second chance if Beehive is able to cap this. We see a little bit of a split, two holding on to that high ground while the rest of Beehive goes down. Arkofcovenant is going balls deep there. 2 picks for Pulse on Zenyatta, and they get quickly rezzed by Razorip. These guys are getting onto this point, and there's that Diva Bomb. It's going to buy them some time. It's going to keep most of Beehive off the point as they try to regroup here. We see a couple of big picks. Zombie Toast takes out Arkofcovenant, and we're going to see the rest of Beehive start to fall apart with Arkofcovenant being down there. They just are not able to hold on once the defensive shield goes down.
Ready to initiate
Saki Paddles is out of mech. I think that was Aereo who got that. One thing to note of here, we have 6 ultimates available for Beehive, so they are going to have a big ult advantage going into this next push. They were conservative on that last one, and this might be enough for them to just straight up push in and win, if not get at least a tick. I'll be quite surprised if they're not able to get a tick off this advantage, but the momentum shown here by Angry Peasantry is nothing to shake a fist at. We see Zombito's got a pick onto Aereo, and that's pretty much just going to stall these guys out for the 30 seconds or so it's going to take for Farah to get back and regroup with the rest of Beehive. So great pick there for Zombie. And they, of course, have built up their ults again here. They actually have their 5 ults. So the kind of power advantage that Beehive was going to have there is not quite so big here. We just see Saki without an ultimate available. They're playing back. They're playing very defensively, kind of back in this back ledge area. We got a little bit of high ground here from John. He's in a great spot to use that tack visor. They don't have anyone on the point, though. Pulse goes to stand on it because he feels like he has to. I think he's right there. There's a big Earth Shatter. Takes out Arkofcovenant. There is the barrage coming out. Gets no one with that barrage. That is going to be a big advantage here over to Angry Peasantry, as once again they are able to just clean up after Arkofcovenant goes down. That's really, I don't know if they're just focusing really well or if Arkofcovenant is just mispositioning, but these guys are able to pick that Rhine early every time, and the rest of the team continues to fall apart behind that. So they are going to have to position a little bit more with their Diva, utilize that defense matrix a little bit more when that Rhine goes down, or to protect the Rhine, hopefully keep Arkofcovenant from going down. He does have Earth Shatter available. We're 4 versus 4 for ultimates as Beehive gets that high ground once again here. Let's see what these guys are going to do here. Easy getting in position. He drops in. He has that Death Blossom. He takes out Yellow Cello. That's a big pick, but he's going to want to ideally get this Diva out of mech before he uses that Death Blossom. Otherwise, that whole thing can be nullified. He's going on to Roadhog, and he's finally getting healed here. He desperately needed that health. And there is Diva burning the last of her Matrix. Is he going to be able to use that Blossom, or is he going to get picked off by the Roadhog? No, he takes out Roadhog. Zombito's is down. He is getting on to the back line along with Aereo. They are going in for the big picks. There is a Transcendence to keep them alive. If that runs out and Yeezy is still alive, this is not looking good for these guys. He is so close. There it is. No, he goes down. He goes down to Pulse. Big pick for Pulse there with a minute left. Less than a minute remaining. Aereo gets res, but not Yeezy. Aereo coming in there with the Dragon Blade. He gets Earth Shattered immediately. Gets charged in by Yellow Cello. Yellow takes out Aereo. Big charge for him as these guys are able to continue holding on to this, and they held on to their Mercy res. We got 30 seconds left for Beehive to make a move. They burned a ton of ultimates. They just have the Death Blossom for Yeezy available, and we've got Visor and res for Kaninja. So this is gonna have to be a miracle. They're gonna have to get some really big picks onto Mercy. Arkofcovenant goes down. This is already looking not very good for these guys. This is, I think, gonna be turned around. I don't see what these guys are able to do. Primal throws in that Diva Bomb. That was just all along the ground. That didn't get anybody. Yeezy gets a big pick, but goes down to John's tack visor. That's a big pick for John here. Apologize to John for missing my camera work. But let's see as they clean up. Ninja gets a big res, and they are going on to that Mercy. They want to, of course, take out Raza. He does go down. Raza goes down with his res being up. Yeezy is died early. He's desperately trying to get back to that point with his Death Blossom. We see Arkofcovenant go down again. Yeezy, the last one to try to stall us out. He's got to stay on that point with that Death Blossom, or they're going to lose this over time. He gets pulled in by Zombie, and that is going to be it. Raza is not in position to res there as he died earlier, and that goes over to the Angry Peasantry. This is now a 2-1 series after that win for the Peasants. There's that big charge there we saw. from Yellow Cello, doing some major work onto that nano boosted Dragon Blade Genji. So great work for both teams. Arkamisa with the card for damage block, big shield, great shield work there. Yeah, I wouldn't say he wasn't doing his job, because obviously he blocked a ton of damage, but he was just getting focused down really well by the peasants. So we'll see what happens here in this next match. Let's get some fancy schmancy music going again here as these guys get the... Come on. My volume slider's fighting me. I don't know why. Come on. Okay, there it is. Go down a little bit. Just a little bit lower. This song is called Tilt, in case, you know, Beehive is tilted right now. All right, we're seeing map will be Dorado. Let's watch as these guys get their stuff set up. Let's see, did I miss anything important from the chat? I was trying to watch it, but it's hard to watch the chat and the games at the same time, of course. Peasants, solo healing. It's that dude. Not to be confused with that boy. Zombie toast. Let's see where we're at here. It looks like Peasantry is going to be defending first. These guys are getting everything set up. Pulse is ready. I am ready. Let's see, I'm gonna want one of these here. Probably have to make this smaller, just like last time. Yeah, close enough. They don't have to be exact, right? Hockly dockly. And of course I have the door shut and the fan off in my room, so as not to create some background noise on the mic, and it is getting warm in here, let me tell you. This match is starting to heat up, literally. Looks like we got some teams or some members shopping out. Shadowcat is back in. Shadowcat, I believe, was a healer earlier on. Let's see if that is going to give them the strategic edge they need to win this next one. Okay. Looks like these guys are just about ready. So, as we are waiting for this next round to get started here, I just want to again shout out, this is the Overwatch University League Tournament League Amateur Hour thing. That's not what it's called, don't listen to me. But check them out, they are a subreddit. And of course, check out my channel, of course. You can follow me here. You can, I think I have a sub button now. I don't know if I Oh yeah, there it is. There's the sub. There's that sub emote coming out from that dude. Thank you for that. This is I do casting on this sometimes. I casted Overwatch Scrub Cup. What was I gonna say? I casted Scrub Cup. I've casted just recently. I did a Super Smash Bros. Event, but that wasn't on my channel. I try to cast. I play, kind of late at night, like sometimes after midnight Central Time. I'm trying to cast as much of OWUL as possible when it doesn't interfere with my work schedule. It looks like the normal matches do, but hey, we'll see what happens. So check out. I know they have a official channel deal here as well. I'll see if I can pull that up in a moment. Discord. Okay. I am ready once again. Yeah, so make sure to follow, to sub, and all that fun stuff. If you want to see more casting and all that. I, of course, appreciate the feedback. And if you are a gamer in the Des Moines area, that Smash Bros. Event I was casting was a local Des Moines area event. I'm part of a local group called New Capital Gaming. You can find us on Facebook. We have a Discord as well. PM me if you want some more information on that. Basically just about gaming culture in Des Moines, trying to put together different types of gaming events. We haven't done anything Overwatch related, but it's definitely on the radar. So if you happen to be an Iowa person, not even Des Moines area, anyone in Iowa, we are looking to expand throughout Iowa here. So shoot me a PM if you are interested in that group. We are looking to do some really cool stuff within the gaming community. And Aereo left the game. I think he was spectating because all the slots are filled, so that should be fine. And we are getting into our next map here. This is, of course, Dorado, and this is a regular payload map. Let's see what we have for teams going on. Do I have this backwards? No, my team names are good. We have John on Soldier. See if he's going to do some work with Soldier. Ninja, of course, still on Mercy. Did some great work last round with those reses. Shadowcat, of course, on Mercy on the other side. Raza is running Hanzo. So we've got triple DPS, 2 tank, 1 healer for the offense. So we'll see what's going on. Pulse61 says, hi, Mom. Pulse, I already said hi to your mom. Don't worry about it. I got that covered.
I have secured the payload. Let's move.
I got all that covered. Way more than that covered. Don't even worry. All right, so here we go. Yeezy coming in here. We got that pharmacy combo. The Discord orb is going to, of course, help counter that. But they don't really have a... Excuse me, they do have a hit scan. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. So that upper ledge defense is working well for them. But here we see Yellow Cello getting a pick. John getting a pick. I missed one of the earlier picks. I apologize. Primal does go down. Primal got a good flank there, but he just didn't get the picks that he needed. There's a big rocket from John onto Yeezy. That Helix rocket onto Pharaoh feels so good when you land it, and it looks like Beehive is scrambling to fall back here. Arkofcovenant charges in, falls deep, does not go down with the help of Shadowcat. Yellow Cello also dives in without really a whole lot of help from his team. They both survive their charges. They both survive their overextending here, so great work to these supports. Arkofcovenant goes in once again, gets Saku Petals out of mech. Saku, Baby Diva, is trying to survive. Arkofcovenant does pay for that, though. Yeezy takes out Yellow Cello in the meantime. We have just Ninja on the top ledge there. Arkofcovenant gets revived as he is a key member of this team. Big res for Ninja. 4 coming back up. This is going to help them hold this exactly where it is. Everything is chaos right now. We see Yeezy on the point. We have Primal Age coming out for Yellow Cello. He is trying to deal with that Reaper. That Reaper doesn't know what to do. He's trying to take him out. We see Ninja is still up. We see everyone is actually alive right now. Shadowcat just went down, so that might give these guys the necessary momentum to push in here. Beehive is slowly getting picked off. We do see Ninja go down, so they might be able to hold on to this now, as they are getting some kills here in return. And the defense is surprisingly able to hold on for the most part. We see Primal still there. We see the spawn advantage, I think, is going to be very key right in the next couple seconds here. We see that these guys have enough of a numbers advantage while we wait for Roadhog and Kaninja and stuff to come back to the point that they are able to make some progress here. And we see that defense, we see that Beehive is, Angry Peasantry is very well split up here. So they are going to get picked off one by one, and Beehive is, Yeezy's doing some work, getting a couple picks. Primal helps clean up. So we saw these guys just get split, and the offense is going to be able to clean up here and push this in at least to the first capture point. Diva Bomb comes out. I'm not too worried about that. Doesn't get anyone. Great barriers coming out from these guys, and it looks like the Peasantry is regrouping here at the kind of other side of this choke here on this point. I do remember some names, that dude. I don't remember every name. The weird ones I remember more, so props to the guys with their names. Yellow Cello running in with a big Primal Rage. He doesn't get any big picks there, but tries to disrupt. Couple picks back and forth. We're 1 for 1 right now, it looks like. Kaninja has a res. A couple ultimates available on both sides. We'll see how they utilize these. We'll see if they try to save them up, if they try to hold this here. Defense is doing a good job of just barely staying on that point. There's a trance coming out from Pulse. Let's see if Yeezy is going to take advantage of that. Now that the trance is down, he's got to push through. Saku Petals, Defense Matrix, that's going to be his big thing that he has to deal with at the moment here. Couple of big picks, gets that Roadhog. Great picks for these guys. We'll see pick after pick coming in for a Beehive, and they didn't need to use their any of their ultimates there, it looked like. I didn't see any ultimates come out. So we've got the Death Blossom available. We've got the Earth Shatter. We've even got the Pulse Bomb. So these guys are going to have the momentum they need to take this next point. And here we are. We see these guys. Shadowcat, big res. I will be very surprised if they're able to hold this, but they are trying hard. Diva Bomb comes out. Whole Hog comes out. They are desperately holding this at less than 1 meter. Big Earth Shatter coming out here from Arkofcovenant. Charges in. Ninja gets the res they needed. They might hold this after all. Yeezy still has Death Blossom. Where is Yeezy? Let's see what he is going to do with that. That's not Yeezy. This is Yeezy. Let's see what he's got here. He's fighting that Roadhog, excuse me, that Winston, of course. He is going to be the best counter for Winston, even in his Primal Rage form. And he might be able to pull us off here with that Death Blossom. Let's see what happens. He's got to deal with that Diva. That's the big thing. And, of course, there's another trance coming out. If I'm not mistaken, that was 2 trance. And they are able to get the point. They just stepped off for just a second as they lost some of their footing. They lost some of that positioning they needed to keep holding on to that as Beehive is able to push in. 2.5 minutes left on this final point. And on this map, that is plenty of time to get this pushed in, especially when you have a couple of big ultimates. One thing I would like to see from Beehive here would be a Zarya, just to combo with that Hanzo, just to combo with the Pulse Bomb from Tracer as well. Arkofcovenant gets hooked in, but I think he enjoyed that. I think he wanted to get hooked in there as he comes in swinging, of course. Big dive from Hodahori. He gets Discord Orb, and he goes down immediately. 2 picks from the Angry Peasantry. Of course, they are still angry. They remember they were angry as they clean up this push, this first push on the last point from Beehive. So we see a couple ultimates. I think at this point, if they switch to Zarya, they may not have time to get a good Graviton, because you gotta, not only do you have to build it up, but you gotta be in a good position for it. You have to make sure that Defense Matrix is not gonna eat it. This is triple tank, by the way, from these guys. Triple tank on the defense from Angry Peasantry, and triple DPS from Beehive. So a little bit of deviation from this 2-2-2. We'll see if this is going to work for him. I mean, triple DPS makes sense against triple tank, I think. So we'll see if they change up their strategy. Hodohori diving in. Arkamiso is playing a little more safely now. Hodohori just going ham with that Primal Rage. Let's see what he is able to get here. We see a big trance coming out on defense from Pulse. Let's see if Yeezy is going to go in on that. He is well behind these guys. He's looking for a pick. He's looking for Mercy, I think. But we're seeing Peasantry just gets a whole bunch of picks before Yeezy's in position to do anything. He's going to jump down. He's going to go after Roadhog, but he knows he's got to back up as he goes down here. He gets picked off after the rest of his team died while he was flanking. And just like that, these guys are 20 seconds left. They need to have a really big push here. They do have that Earth Shatter. They can combine that with the Death Blossom if they need to get a really strong push, but they do not have much time to make it happen. They have 10 seconds left. We see Yellow Cello diving onto Raza. We see Hodohori coming up top here. Let's see what's going to happen from these guys as they dive in. We've got Yeezy. What's Yeezy doing? Where's that Death Blossom? There's a res from Shadow. He gets Hodohori up. That is not a big res. That might not be enough steam to get them there, but they are making a little bit of progress here. We're at 62 meters. We're getting very close. Yeezy's still holding the Death Blossom. Pick after pick going here for the defense. So Peasantry is using that. There's that Death Blossom. Gets just one. Saki Petals goes down. Zombie Toast responds to that whole hog, and that is able to help them hold this last point. Not a ton of distance left, but that was a decent hold from these guys. I think that might be enough for them to win. And of course, you know, anything can happen on Dorado. Even that second point hold. I've seen holds on first point. I've seen holds on second point. I've seen holds. That third point is actually a lot of times the hardest to hold. So great work for these guys holding on to that. We of course are going to see the offense and defense switch here. Yeezy going to Farah, and we see Arkamiso on Reaper, interestingly. So he gives Hodohori, Reinhardt. We see these guys switching around their heroes. So maybe some of them are more comfortable in a defensive position. Maybe they're just trying to figure out what wasn't working from last time. Maybe they feel like they needed to switch something up. And we see a Bastion coming out for John. So that's interesting. Obviously, Bastion is not super meta pick, but he is good at burning down barriers. So if you are fighting against a Rhine barrier, if you're fighting against a big target like Roadhog, that's great. You can sometimes burn through Zarya. Of course, that's dangerous, trying to burn through a Zarya barrier. Not great against D.Va, not great against Genji. But we haven't seen a ton of D.Va and Genji. We have seen it. We'll see if they switch to that. Of course, this is Bastion on attack, so the kind of position and significance of that is going to be a little bit different on attack than defense. And we do see the Beehive setting up here on that top ledge, as you would usually see. Let's see what these guys are able to do. Let's see what John is able to do with this Bastion. Of course, he sets up immediately on the payload. We've got that Rhine there to help him. They're going to utilize that teamwork with the D.Va barrier, with the Rhine barrier. They are going to be able to protect that Bastion, and he is not able to get back up onto his little perch. He's struggling there. There, he finally gets back up there. He's burning through that Rhine shield, and these guys are not going to be able to just drop down due to that major DPS coming out from John here on Bastion. So great work on that initial push. I'm kind of surprised because it seemed like they disrupted that Bastion at the beginning, but they just didn't capitalize on it. It seemed like Hodohori gets a pick onto Bastion finally. Zombie Toast goes down. So these guys are going to be able to hold this out. They gave up a little bit more ground than they wanted to, I think, but they are forcing Peasantry to regroup. And 3 minutes left, still plenty of time for these guys. Barrier goes down for a Yellow Cello on Reinhardt, it looked like. Whoa, big hook. Big hook on the Primal. He gets grabbed in. He does not quite go down. Earthshatter comes out, gets 2, but they are not going to be able to capitalize on that. They're not in position. DPS is just not there. We see John fighting Yeezy on Pharah. Pharah has that rocket barrage up, so that's going to be really dangerous. John is going to have to try to keep Yeezy away from that backline. There's a big rocket barrage comes out. He's fighting into the trance. He's fighting into that defense matrix, but he is still able to get 2 picks of that before he goes down to Zombie Toast. Earthshatter coming out from Yellow Cello takes out Hodohori, and Arkamiso uses that Death Blossom, gets pulsed down. Hodohori comes back up from that res from Shadowcat, and Nano and Olhog are coming out on the side of the defense, trying to hold these guys off and get the picks that they need to kind of reset here. I think we had at least 1 go down, maybe Yeezy went down, so they are trying to buy some time here. Zombie Toast was killed by Yeezy as he comes back here. We do see a res for Ninja, so offense has that res advantage. Shadowcat is almost there. If they want to make use of that, they have to pick Shadowcat, like right now.
Get it moving. Don't worry, my friends. I am your
And let's see, Yeezy trying to get in there, trying to do some work. He's fighting against that Discord. There's a big grab coming in for, that would have been Zombie Toast getting that grab there. So let's see what he is able to land on these grabs. That might be the pick they need from a grab here to make this next push happen. He's fighting into the Rhine Shield. The Rhine Shield battle is going on. We see a little bit of stuff going on that left side as well. He doesn't quite get that grab, very close. He goes down to Earthshatter, and he is going to get purpled and does eventually go down to Hodohori's Fire Strike. Shadowcat is going to res Hodohori and Razorif, and there's another Earthshatter coming out in response. Attack Visor for John. John goes down to Hodohori. This is chaos. We've got Arkamiso up top with Reaper just laying some damage down. The Diva Bomb comes out and kills Yeezy. That is a big pick for Sakyu, but they still have to fight through 4 members. It looks like 4 members of Beehive, excuse me, on defense. And this is not looking good. 20 seconds to see if the angry Peasantry is going to rise up and overthrow the King and Queen Bee, or if they are going to perpetually be angry in their dirty peasantness. 4 seconds left. They got to get on this to trigger that overtime. There's a big Earthshatter for Hodohori. This might be what they need to push in here. Excuse me, to defend from that push in here. Ninja gets the res. That is going to give them a second chance, but they have to stay on this cart. They are in overtime. They cannot get off of this. Big picks coming out here for Peasantry, and they are going to, it looks like, wipe these guys almost entirely. There's the Hog coming out for Primal, but he goes down immediately. Yeezy is putting some rockets down, but that's not going to be enough to hold this out. And it looks like the Peasantry are going to be able to cap this first point and get a second chance. They would not be oppressed so easily by the Queen Bee. And they are going to continue their push here. Of course, once you have that overtime, you know you don't have any extra time going into the next point. So they have to be super time efficient now to have a decent odds of being able to push this in all the way. We see Beehive falling back a little bit, trying to kind of regroup. Hodohori trying to recharge his shield. Big grab onto Shadowcat. He does not go down, though. Yeezy is there. Hodohori is there to keep him protected. And Hodohori gets that Fire Strike kill. There's a trance coming out for the offense. Pulse is keeping his team up as Hodohori charges in. Primal is going in for some damage, and they have to fight against that trance, so they are unable to do anything. John takes out Yeezy. That's a big pick for him. This might be a continued push for these guys as they continue to deal some damage. Saki goes down. There's a big Death Blossom from Arkamiso. He gets Saki, but nobody else. John responds with a huge Attack Visor. That is going to be the picks that they need here to push this, to hold this in and wipe that defense. It looks like Beehive is going to have a chance to regroup before they get this next point, but they are going to have to be very quick about it. We see John getting that high ground. He is going to be the guy to kill right now, and it's going to have to be a grab from Primal or something like that to kill him. I mean, if Yeezy can, of course, barrage him or get a good fight onto him as well. There's a pick on the zombie, though. Arkamiso gets a big pick there. Hodohori goes down. We see Shadowcat getting targeted. He is almost down there. Shadowcat goes down. Big res for Kaninja. Yeezy is dangerously low. Great work from John getting the picks there. We see Primal goes down after being boosted from the nano boost, and another trance coming in. Huge trance from Pulse. Pulse is on point with those trances this time around. There is Kodahori trying to hold this out. He earth shatters and goes down immediately. And this is going to be the next point captured by the angry peasants. So they are not going down without a fight, even with all the time advantage that the Beehive had. They're just not giving up. So this is going to be a tense ending here, less than a minute and a half. So they still, even after that great push, they don't have a ton of time here, but they don't have a ton of distance left to cover either. There's attack visor from John. Let's see what he gets with that. There's one big pick. There is maybe a second big pick. Arkofcovenant trying desperately to hold this out. He uses that shadow step on the point. He eventually goes down. There's a barrage from Yeezy. He gets John, but goes down to Pulse. Pulse is doing so much work right now. Big res here from Shadowcat. Kaninja is trying desperately to get his res back. And there's that Death Blossom from Arkofcovenant. He gets 3 big kills, and that is going to help them hold this out, at least for now. Another trance from Pulse. Pulse, I don't know what the heck he's doing. I feel like I should be camera on him because he is doing so much damage. He's getting kills. He's getting trance after trance. He's helping them push this so hard. Now, they almost got that. It looked like Beehive was able to regroup at the last second there and use a couple of ults. We saw Arkofcovenant come in with that Death Blossom, so they were able to hold on there. But this is definitely not over. Even there's 10 seconds left. These guys are so close. They've got the Earth Shatter. They got the one ult advantage. John gets a big pick onto Arkofcovenant, so this might be what they need here. There's Earth Shatter coming out. Yeezy goes down. 2 big picks for the angry peasantry. They do not have that spawn advantage, though. 3 big picks. These guys are going to have to scramble to regroup here, or they are going to get pushed in. We see John here on the point, trying to get another pick. Saki Petals gets Kodahori down. Primal trying to push these guys off the point. Arkofcovenant this time scrambling to try to hold this out. He gets discorded. He goes down. This point is finally getting pushed. Here comes Shadow. He does get a big res onto that point. That might be what they needed to hold this out. It gives them a little bit more time to stall. We see Yeezy here on Tracer. He's getting close to his Pulse Bomb. Another big trance from Pulse. I apologize for not cameraing Pulse. Arkofcovenant comes in here. He is so close. He has Death Blossom. Let's see what he's going to make of that. Ryan gets that big Earth Shatter as he is able to get Arkofcovenant down with the help of Pulse. This is down to the wire. Zombie Toast gets that whole hog. He gets a pick onto Razarip. Now we have just Primal on the point. He's trying to hold this out. Shadowcat comes in to keep him alive. Saki Petals is the only one holding this in the overtime as he is desperately trying to stay alive. No one on his team is in position to follow up, and the Beehive is able to hold that out. The Beehive is still the queen bee around here, and the peasants are still the peasants. Great series. Very, very close match there from these guys. Great work from both. I want to shout out to Pulse. Pulse, I'm going to say MVP just with all of the different trends, all the damage, all the picks coming out from him. So very well fought on both sides. Really great res there, too, from Kaninja. So great work from these guys. If my memory is correct, and it often is not, that would be a 3-1 series for the Beehive. So great work to Beehive.
I'm not in it for the glory.
Absolutely well-deserved votes there for play of the game, or for those cards at the end. Absolutely.